Part 2 of a very special Racing Rant preview of Randwick featuring Roy Key. I believe that there may be some hope of getting the other key on in the near future. Certainly.
How many keys are there? Lots of keys.
Yeah. Certainly, if
keys to racing or something like that. Huh?
If Twitter can be believed, there's a strong groundswell of support for the ginger key.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, got another one. I wonder if he's making all the money like I've been making at the sperm bank lately. Has he been down or not? No?
I don't know, but speaking of the sperm bank, Dicko is set for playing Flemington tomorrow. You can check out he and the Profits on their little recorded preview of Flemington if you like. That's up on YouTube at Mailbag TV. But Dicko will be doing the mounting yard from Flemington, and he's a keen bean. Match that up with a very, very keen bean who would be even keener not having to do the preview show. That's G. Pollitt at Randwick, and you've got a mounting yard combo there that will certainly set you on fire. And if you want to go the whole eastern seaboard, the Punters Collective, you can subscribe to that. It's even cheaper than our mounting yard mail, and you get ratings and reviews on top of that for the Punters Collective. Have a look at the panel on the front of the site, just click through for some more information. So you've got the Punters Collective in Brisbane, Glenn Pollitt and his mounting yard mail, his flagship mounting yard mail in Sydney, and Dicko's flying the flag at Flemington. Race 6, a little bit through the motions here. This is a benchmark 90, so I think as soon as we get up to these like higher benchmarks, the fields start to get full of...
Just the ones that run around all the time?
Yeah, the go through the motions horses. $3.25 Invincible Night, $4.40 Stain, $4.60 Admiral Jello, $7 So Willie, $11 Dubai in Style, $15 Gold Ambition, and the rest of them are headed by Eximius at 25 to 1, who comes to us for the second time as an 8-year-old. Thought we wouldn't have to see him again. Anyway, not as much tempo in this race as in the 1500 metre lead up, which I think was 7 horses spring from. Gold Ambition's drawn a leader's gate. Zayam will be prominent. Stain probably hops into a position that gives him more galloping room. Zinzan Eddie is poking up, and Dubai in Style I had not too far away. Roy.
I like Stain. I mean, he's got the right sort of profile here. He's not a jockey I have a lot of luck with, A. Adkins, but I think might be able to offset it here by being a bit closer in the run. There's not a lot of pace in the race, really. And, you know, he was locked up the other day. His prior form was good. He looks the one to beat.
Do you think they love like looking for the little claim on these 53k horses? You know, is there some sort of like?
I think it's weird, isn't it? The top weights and the bottom weights.
Yeah. It's like, oh, let's see how low. It's like a limbo. How low can we go?
Yeah.
So
that does indicate, but it'll probably take a more forward position, but doesn't it?
Yeah, I think
like
so.
To think so.
It's very lightly raced. You know, there's no 4-year-olds in this field, which is unfortunate, but I suppose he started the shortest in the lead-up. Anything else you wanted to talk about? Admiral Jello seems to have, he seems quite a cramped price, but he is perhaps a different horse since he was gelded at the start of last preparation.
Yeah, he was a bit held up the other day. He's got a chance for sure. He's only going up 100 metres in distance, which I thought was a little bit negative, but
needs more. Needs 18. It's like 18 second up.
I thought Dubai in Style had a chance at odds. That's
all right, you're not sounding very enthusiastic here, Roy. Obviously, I'm going to have to feed you first before we do the show.
I think Stain is the one to beat.
Yeah,
Stain is the one to beat. I'd be declaring it if I had a jockey on.
If you had K-Max on.
Yeah, if you had a second chance at it, it'd be winning.
Gordo.
Very keen on number 2, Invincible Night. I think the form lines are far superior to Stain, and Stain hasn't proved itself a horse to me yet. I'm not a big fan of the form around it. I place...
Hang on, Pelothronius didn't run anywhere in the Coffs Harbour Cup.
Oh, come on, seriously. Yeah, and people are going to me how unlucky Stain was last start. I'm not sure about that. Looked like it was trying most of the way.
It was a bit weird, wasn't it? Because I went to the race, I'd already read that it hadn't got out. And I went to the race expecting to see this horse climbing over them. It wasn't really climbing over them.
Yeah.
I think it was more a function of, if you have a look at the finishing order, you take out Dubai and Style, they have finished in barrier order. So, who was in that race? Invincible Knight, Gold Ambition,
wide barriers
Olympic Academy, Admiral Jello, Hollywood Bound, Dubai and Style, Stain. They dead set finished in barrier order, with the exception of Dubai in Style, who managed to overcome his barrier order.
It was a weird race. They packed up at the 600 and then they just started coming around them. It was a weird race.
Yeah.
And they'd gone hard early, so some of those leaders had burnt their motor a bit early. And then they wanted to pack up between the 8 and the 600, and it was just...
Yeah, so the conformation, the race shape
changed real quick.
Well, yeah, I imagine we get a more bog standard race shape here.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
So you seem to be implying that the outsider you don't mind there is Dubai and Style as well, Mark.
Yes, because Dubai and Style's he's had no opportunity. In fact, he's a horse that has started very short first up, and is now still relatively lightly raced. He's third up, and K McAvoy on.
Yeah, that's the key.
I think he's a roughie of interest here.
We might get ratings to win to check John Thompson's stats for me as well. In my head, I've got it as late in the preparation not being a problem with John Thompson.
So being good, being positive, being...
Yeah, or at least not a negative anyway.
I think he's a very good trainer that looks after his horses beautifully, and he's got a bit of the softly about him, hasn't he, Roy?
Yeah, look, he probably doesn't have the highest strike rate, but...
he's got a lot of sort of cattle.
Yeah, he's good with distance horses. That's one thing I noticed.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty keen on number 2, but I'm starting to sound a little bit like Gary Harley on this program, aren't I? And I admit there's a lot of question marks to maybe not be so keen on the favourites during the day tomorrow. But
I don't know. Look, 2 is racing very well. In fact, this preparation has been solid as a rock. And whilst he was well set up the other day, he was also well and truly in the finish. Roy's made the case for Stain, which I have actually marked favourite. Number 8, Admiral Jello, is a horse of interest, but seems a bit too well found, and Dubai and Style is the sneaky Charlie in the race.
Yep.
Finally, the feature, the Missile. No flag starts, please. $2.25 Le Romain. $5 Tycoon Tara, $6.50 Jungle Edge, $10 The Monster, $10 Invincible Gem, $17 Memes, and your next port of call is $21 Boss Lane. This has got a freakish amount of pace in this race for...
it's about 4 litres, yeah.
And, I'm sure that the markets were looking at the rain and Jungle Edge and all this, but I'm thinking that there's a goodly amount of pressure on Jungle Edge here.
Yeah, I think the dog's already barking like some of the jockeys wanting to take a sit. I heard Josh Adams on the radio say this morning he wanted to take a sit on the Monster.
Okay.
Right, but he's a bit mad, isn't he, the Monster?
He likes to lead, so it's a bit anti.
He's looking outside the leader there. That's a good idea. A drier track you'd like to see for the purposes of pressure, I think. Boss Lane will be handy, but not that far forward. Tycoon Tara won't give her alley away. And Memes. You've got Memes on the outside. What's she going to do?
She's going to try and lead. Surely.
So it's absolute crackerjack pace.
It looks at, La Romain looks to get the right run, probably mid.
Oh, right run, right rider, coming off.
3 or 4 lengths off the lead, maybe.
Coming off an incredible run at the end of his last campaign where Tavaci mowed him down to signal one of those last 3 lane days. Yeah. But yeah, he'd taken on Jungle Edge in the all-aged and bested him. Is he a one-stop shop here, Roy?
No, because the price is too short. He's obviously the one to beat, but the price is way too short. $2.10 or something, isn't he?
5 to 4, I think I found.
It just doesn't interest me at all. And I think also too with the rain, Jungle Edge and the Monster come into it with their heavy track form. So and he's first up, La Romain. I know he's a first up specialist, I guess you could say, but
First up on a heavy track, but you're saying it gets to a 6.
This is not a heavy track. I mean, it is Randwick, so I shouldn't be too brave or bold.
Yeah, I don't know. I reckon it'll be an 8. But
you've come onto this show very pessimistic.
I know.
I'm going to have to order you the chef special.
You learnt the hard way. No, I think the heavy track might bring those other two a bit closer in, particularly the Monster. It's racing really well, but he does have map issues. So only other horse I could entertain would be Invincible Gem.
Flew last prep.
Nice prep. Yeah, nice prep last time.
Amazing prep last time.
Yeah, just kept improving from a Canterbury midweek. Could get the right run here too with La Romaine. They might sort of sit four lengths off the lead, maybe 3 or 4 lengths off the lead here.
I very much doubt La Romaine is 100% ready tomorrow. I mean, that's probably self-explanatory, but I don't think he needs to be.
Isn't that the point? That's the point.
Yeah, he's the only clear Group 1 horse in the race, and it's not like the other ones get a weight advantage on. Not that I care about weights, but I haven't
threw that in because you are becoming Gary Harley.
I am. Well, I'm channeling him here. I've gone the favourite again, but I mean, there's a couple of question marks there. I haven't
I'd
decided.
Love to get Gary on the show.
I haven't. He'd be great.
I really like Gary. You know, I mean, and we take the piss out of him for tipping the market order, but I think he's actually an ornament to the game.
I haven't decided whether any black figures are good yet or not. I'm going to make that decision tomorrow.
Yes. Well, no one's mentioned Tycoon Tara. Where does she fit in the scheme of things? She found her winning form last time.
No interest in her at all.
No, none for me either.
She, of course, beat La Romaine in the Show County 12 months minus 2 weeks ago.
I don't want to back it.
Oh, well, Brisbane form, Penjol.
Invincible Gem, I agree with you. Look, Harper's Choice is a Gerald Ryan fresh horse here that I know he found some situations that sort of aided him, but gee, he also came a long way last preparation.
He'll be last on the map here, and if they go bananas, which it looks like they could on paper, it's not impossible. It's just a matter of how ready he is.
Okay, well, I'm firmly in the La Romaine camp. We move on to the penultimate. 1,000 metres. We can find a 1,000-metre race at Randwick, can't we? And I seem to remember, well, say 20 years ago, that we had very few 1,000-metre races on Saturday.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they've just sort of crept in from Wednesdays to Saturdays, haven't they? Even Wednesdays didn't have that many years ago.
Yeah. $3 each of 2. Tango Rain, the long-time resumer for Gerald Ryan, and $3 launch code. Next pick is $8 Could Have Been down the bottom, and then we're $12 Sangiovese, $13. Sorry, where am I going here? $16 Realised Potential, $16 Salerno, the Randwick Course and Distance Specialist. $19 Beau Tirage, who's resuming. Looks a keen race, as you would hope. Let me pull out my map. So Lion Couchant couldn't get across the other day, but he's drawn gate 1 to try and punch up. Johnny Ruboy is keen. Could Have Been flies the lids and should be right there. Tango Rain is possessed of great speed, I think. Can you find a leader amongst those, or do you want to suggest something else?
Or there's a bug on your jeans.
I think that they're the ones that are going to fight it up. And it looks a little bit on, doesn't it?
Yeah, so launch code gets sort of like a nice trail. Beau Tirage is not too far away. Salerno's trying to keep up. Realised Potential back off midfield. Sangiovese maybe with him. Proconsul certainly out the back. Gordo, you can have first crack at this short courser.
Just call me Gary Harley.
But hang on, there's 2 to pick from here.
I'm with Tango Rain. I love the trial. Prove it can handle wettish tracks. I had an opinion of this horse. Obviously something went wrong, but that trial indicates to me it's back. Could just be the best horse in this race by a country mile. I love the wide barrier. I love K-Mac. I love the distance. A lot of ticks for me. Will be backing it.
We'll have to get that going on Twitter, Buy a Country Mile. Back 'em, you know, back 'em. Hashtag back 'em.
Look, I mean, I know launch code was really stylish, but I mean, it was a while.
Well, it did get great favours. What was your opinion of launch code here, Roy?
Yeah, launch code for me. There's only 2 chances on paper, and one of them's first up for a year, and it's on a heavy track.
Yeah.
And it's got a wide draw, and there's pace underneath.
Voice of reason. Roy Key. We'll have to get you on more often.
Schofield will just sit here in the box seat, and I think he'll win.
Have you noticed, like, Tango Rain really pings the lids?
Yeah, he does. He flies the lids. But I mean, you know, I guess Roy's saying that launch code is going to park here.
They look the two. They got clearly the best form in the race, but one's got a couple of key negatives and a couple of question marks, and the other one's up and running and going to get the perfect run.
Yeah, but one could just be a superior horse.
Oh,
Tango Rain could be superior.
Yeah, it's got start turn form, but I mean, do you really want to first up 11 months on a heavy track? Like,
oh, there's plenty of hardy souls for Roy.
This is Randwick too. It's a go track.
So,
You know,
you're scaring me.
Don't tell the ATC.
I think it's launch code here myself. I really do.
Okay, so that does explain the market, doesn't it, Gord?
It does.
You know, the Tango Rain stylish. Launch code's a go-to horse here. Could have been, apparently, was a horrible parader the other day. Like, the mounting yard people came back and said this is just horrible. And
ran very well, although it did get favours.
Yeah, but I mean she's probably a little beauty in the sense that now that Snowden's got hold of her, she's another sort of go-to horse in this with this setup. You know that she's got the pace to fit where she needs to be.
She's third pick, but I think she's a margin behind the other two. If there was a roughie in the race, I thought realised potential. I mean, this horse showed ability when it was young and never really lived up to it. But I don't mind it when they get a bit older and they try something different. And maybe this is the go. Out the back, 1,000 metres, pace on, Louser.
Well, he did look like he had the race shot to bits there for the 15 Sunflowers race.
Yeah, he trialled well this time in.
Yeah, I'd say this is a real target here.
Seems maybe the best roughie in the race.
I will never back a horse Saturday Metropolitan that's been beaten by 15 Sunflowers.
Okay.
I'm sure we'll be able to find one. They'll be racing for their on Twitter. They'll be racing for their not Miller's Guides, but racing annuals. There's only one other horse I wanted to make mention of, and he's just an overachiever, but he's probably not up to these. But Johnny Ruboy seemed to really earn his Grafton win. I know it was a bit of a lottery, but he seemed to do a lot of work and keep punching away there. No interest. All right.
Oh, look,
moving right along. It's just not good enough. They're not good enough.
37 starts, 7 wins, and it's a bush horse. Yeah.
So, Gordo, just before we go to the nightcap, Michael asked us if we could give an opinion on Glyn on the blue colours, given that he's likely, with the departure of Plumtree, Glyn's got the blue light to ride for.
I like that, the blue light. Eh?
The blue light.
What does that mean? Is that like the blue oyster bar kind of a thing?
3 winners.
Because those horses are a bit buffy, aren't they?
Yeah, so he rode two of the Godolphin shorties yesterday to win, and made it a treble on the Guree horse. Glyn on short-priced Godolphin horses. We're not really looking at them tomorrow, but
I'm okay with it at the moment. I think he's riding okay at the moment, and that's all he can go on. And if I like the horse, I'll back it. He's also probably got to make a bit of a name for himself too now. You know, I mean,
it's his team, isn't it?
If he's going to be the stable rider, he'd want to get off to a good start.
Well,
he rode that horse perfectly on Wednesday, didn't he, Gord?
Yep.
But I like horses that take forward positions and are strong through the line.
But it's not really the Godolphin.
It's not the Godolphin style. So I'm saying, if I have a criticism of Schofield, it's the fact that he doesn't do that. So it's probably a perfect fit. He just keeps them balanced, and last shot kind of a thing is the way they like their horses to be ridden. It's the way they train their horses. So maybe that's the right fit. But I do agree with you. I don't have a problem with taking 6-4 Glyn Schofield on a on a chic horse if I think it's.
I think the other thing
good
too
thing.
to remember is coming into carnival time, that's the time when he can ride the perfect race. He doesn't feel pressure at all.
Yeah. He's got that
If he's
South
in a
African
group 1,
arrogance.
Group 2, Group 3, he rides the right race.
Yeah.
Wednesday, that might be a little bit different.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's those patient riders that that really come to the fore in those big races, don't
Tommy
they?
Berry, Glenn
There's more
Schofield,
pace on in
Hugh
those sort of
Bowman.
races. There's more prize money on offer, so he seems to be able to get the job done.
And horses that can run sectionals.
And the other question that Michael asked was, Guri horses that have gone to Newnham, are they thriving on the fact that they've still got a bit of residual James Cummings in them?
I'm going straight to a negative. Yeah, I'm not giving them. I'm not a wait and see. I'm against those horses.
I'd probably want to see a bit more than. I mean, it hasn't had that many runners as far as Guri, but I'd probably be a little bit in the Gordo camp.
Where do you sit as far as Newnham is concerned, Roy?
I think he's just probably going to be like another Waterhouse type trainer. He's going to have his horses race on the pace, up and running, fit, early in the prep.
Don't knock Gay like that.
I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
It was damning with faint praise there.
I'm just saying that that's his style of horse. Okay, I'll add a little bit more to that. I don't think those horses produce value very often.
Goree.
The on-pace, exposed, up and running early, fit, win the trial by 5, go to the races 5 to 4 on debut. Yeah. Those horses aren't valued very often to my mind, so that's what I'm thinking there.
Okay.
No knock on him, I'm just saying.
They're not betting propositions.
Can I find value there? No.
Okay.
All right, now I think you'll be able to find something in the last race because this is the best 1200 we've seen put down for a long time.
It's magnificent,
it's a lottery,
isn't it?
It's a beauty, isn't it? So current prices are $5.50 spending to win, $6.50 Clipper, $6.50 Argent Door, out to $8.50 Ghostly, $9 Kings of Leon, $11 Bolero King, $12 Denper, $13 No Interest, $15 Mana, $19 Alluvion, I don't think I've missed anything there, 21 Star Cross, 34 Denarius, 21 Last Witness. Very deep race. Spending to Win has got the lightweight, so we'll be spearing through from his inside gate. Clipper is up to 1200 for the first time this preparation, and she obviously gets way forward here. Star Crossed sees 1200 for the first time and must be forward. Marn will be trying to keep up. Phuket will be trying to keep up. I mentioned Bolero King, didn't I? And the others look to take some sort of a midfield position or back. Ghostly, I wasn't sure what he'd want to do on this one. Got any thoughts about where he rides Ghostly?
Probably midfield.
Conservatively?
Yeah, I think so, midfield. I know he won one day at Canterbury leading, but...
Yeah, there was nothing could lead.
Yeah.
Nothing wanted to lead.
Yeah, that's right. There's a bit of pace here. I think Star Cross will be desperate to lead this time, like after the last start.
Right, so it's win leading, ridden off the speed, doesn't hit the line, back to trying to lead.
Absolutely.
Okay. He wasn't able to lead Spending to Win last time they raced together, but I suppose it depends on the intent with Spending to Win.
He's pretty quick though on his day, Star Cross.
Okay, so let's hand him the lead with Clipper on his outside. Is there a place to start here, or is it have you got a group of horses?
You were so quick to pass the buck. And you know what? The office lady printed out my form for me and left off race 9. Office lady, there you go. But anyway,
there's no doubt about it.
He's got out of it that way.
No.
When I filled the printer with paper out, race 9 came. Oh, we know. What's this? Oh, Raphael. He does a great ginger beer, Raphael.
Oh, have you had some?
Yeah, he got some over. Yeah.
I'm going to give Bolero King another chance. Let's hope that Glenn and other people are right with shotting and stuff like that being the reason for a very disappointing performance. Didn't look comfortable in the run to me. Had an opinion of the horse.
And had a lot of luck, did it?
No.
It was that same situation, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's a bit of a
Yeah, he was very uncomfortable and awkward.
Good, yeah. So I'm giving him another chance, but I just think it's an absolutely awesome race. Like I'm sort of a little bit disappointed that so many horses that I was interested in backing next start are actually all in this race. So I admit there's a lot of chances. I mean, people are starting to poo-poo spending to win a little bit, but I think Argent Dior won the lottery. Nabbing it on the line.
It's surprising that they're virtually the same price.
Did you think Bowman overdid it a bit in front, or...?
No, I think he should have gone harder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I put him to the sword.
Right,
because
okay.
if you notice past the post, it's still super strong.
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah, admit it's got a star-crossed, you know, it's one of those horses that I thought had a bit of ability, but there has got to be a question mark over 1,200 metres, doesn't there? Particularly on a fast pace.
It's always had that 1,000 metre sort of feel to him.
And then, you know, what's Kings of Leon done wrong recently? Like,
going well.
No. Yeah, anyway.
I don't know, he got lucky last time, he got lucky the time before.
Okay.
I think his luck's run out.
Loses Bowman, doesn't he?
He loses Bowman, which is why I won't be backing him. But for me, the horse I'll definitely be backing in the last is Bolero King. I'm going to forgive that last start.
Come on.
Okay, well,
let's
let's start in market order. Like, Spending to Win is now third up, but his problem could be the fact that you don't want to be drawing gate 1 at this stage.
Sure.
Because interestingly, that day that we spoke about, the Kementari wins the first, and I forget what won the last, but despite the fact that 5 horses got up the inside, most of the winners drew mid to wide.
Yeah, well, I guess we haven't made much mention of that in the last few races, have we? There could be a bit of a pattern here, so be aware. Maybe round race 4, start thinking, you know, or start, you know, checking for any bias. It could just fall apart.
Or waiting for the reverse bias effect as well. It's something that I know Snowy takes particular interest in.
So so Spending to Win, I make mention of the fact that gate 1 may not assist him. $6.50 a second pick, Clipper. She is a good, honest filly that tried her heart out the other day. I thought couldn't have done any better the other day, but what sort of furnace has she gone into here?
This is a far stronger race
than Memes, who's won, you know, every race.
I know Memes is flying. That sort of adds something to it, but I think there's some proper horses in this race.
We're all in form in this race too. That's the other thing.
So
I'm against Clipper.
$6.50 Argent Door. Where
won the lottery last start.
Yeah, I just don't know where he pulled it from, because look, he's got Karen and probably the right, you know, the right sort of style. But I do tend to agree with you, Gord, there. $8.50 Ghostly, who is back from a seminal race, that 1,400 metre Arbitesome at Warwick Farm looks...
Too far for it, 1,400?
Yeah, I think so.
It was a bit disappointing, wasn't it?
It was disappointing. Coming back in distance, trialled since. I had him second pick in the market. Bolero King we've pretty much spoken of. Kings of Leon, I think, has...
spent his pennies.
Well, he had found a very suitable race, and then, as it turns out, another very suitable race. And I think,
but Mark, don't knock winning form.
Thank you, Gary.
He's like a little devil on your shoulder, isn't he, Jordan?
No, I had a go at him about saying that. So it was all for the theatre. Denpur is a twice winner at this course and distance. That when I started doing this race, I marked as horse of interest, and I didn't realise there were going to be all these rock solid form horses in the race. Last Witness and Mana are doing their best, but I don't think their best is good enough. Starcross we've sort of spoken of. No Interest is, she's a cheeky one, because
you're both going to find this horse, aren't you?
I think it's got a chance at odds for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I struggle to get it as short as the market has it, but I mean, she flies when things fall her way.
Yeah.
And it's Coil that everyone is sitting up and taking notice of. And look, the bottom one, I know that people are waiting for her to run some sort of race. I'm not sure whether it's really her go, but...
Back it. It's the best roughie in the race for sure, Louvion.
Okay, so that's probably a good time to finish.
Did you watch the run last week? You've got to be on.
No, I didn't watch it.
It was a better run than it reads.
Oh, okay.
It's the best roughie in the race.
So don't you think...
I tell you what, you were playing coy there, weren't you?
I do have 5 horses written down.
Yes.
It was the first one I wrote down there.
Yeah.
There you go. Very good. It's such a treat to have you on, Roy. So that's the end of the Randwick card. Gord, find us a winner, will you?
I'll Gary Harley. You got a sheet there for me? Well, the 2 chances in the first race. After talking to you guys, I'm actually no opinion. You guys talking, I'll just have a quick look.
Launch code for me looks the best, and definitely Care to Think and Stain would be the other sort of step.
All right, so we've got a triumvirate there from Roy with pecking order noted.
I'm going to back King Darcy. I'm going to back 2 horses in the Highway, Superstar Bob and Jatan. I'm going to back Invincible Knight, and I'm going to back Lure Main. And I'm going to back Tango Rain. And I'm... No.
Very good, Gord. I am very keen on La Chicabella, race 2, number 5. Oh. That's the Racing Rant preview show for Randwick. Thanks, Roy, for coming on. We'll hopefully look after you after we put this video up.
Maybe we better find an ABC meeting next time for you. Eh? We've got to be at Rose Hill.
Yeah,
we just say Rose Hill.
I'm coming on to do my own show for Rose Hill if I don't get a start.
Very good, yes. And I have noted that whenever I've been privy to Roy's Rose Hill prognostications, they have been solid as a rock.
Yes.
So that's it from Racing Rant for today. We'll catch you for the rant on Monday.
See you guys.
See ya.